Hey, what's up, everybody? It is February 23rd, and that means it is the release date for Twice's With Youth album all across the world. So I hope your shipments are on the way, and I hope you're able to make a trip to Target or Walmart, and you're able to pick out some of the albums and appreciate the concept book, appreciate the music, and appreciate any photo cards or inclusions that the album comes with. So we are going to do the listening party for the rest of the tracks. So we already did a full analysis for I Got You and One Spark, so we are going to listen to the rest of the tracks. I think there's only 4 more songs. And then I'll give you my thoughts on them, what I think about them. Are some of them hits, or some of them misses, and then kind of go from there. So in case you don't want to buy the actual album and you just want to listen to the songs, they are all available. So the One Spark music video just came out not too long ago, but all the other songs are available under Twice's YouTube channel, listed as a playlist for With Youth. So in case you wanted to just give them a listen to before actually picking up the album itself, definitely hit up their YouTube page and you could check it out there. So before we talk about the actual songs and listening to the songs, let's just point out Chaeyoung's tattoos, right? Like, the tattoos are out, y'all. Like, everybody loves them, and I don't know what it is, but everyone's is in love with Chaeyoung's tattoos. So let's go ahead, let's give a listen to the rest of With You, starting with the third song, Rush.
Take my hand, let's run away. Oh yeah, let's run away, baby. Don't wanna complicate it. 보고 싶은 걸 알고 싶어. Time and place, place. You won't wait, wait. Let's best behave, hey. You know I need you. I need to feel your rush. Drive me crazy and I know I just can't get enough. I need to feel your rush when you're not next to me. I'm running out of love. 지금 피곤해 baby 눈치 없이 네가 필요해 빨리 I need to feel your rush drive me crazy and no no I just can't get enough I just can't get enough I need to feel your rush drive me crazy and I know I just can't get enough I just can't get enough I need to feel your rush when you're not next to me I'm running out of love I'm running out of love Hours and hours 나 지금 피곤해 baby 눈치 없이 네가 필요해 빨리 I need to feel your rush drive me crazy and I know I just can't get enough I just can't get enough
Okay, yo, that song was really good, though. Like, that song was really, really good. Initial thoughts after listening to that. So first of all, I never played this instrument, so I can't really attest to what the sound is. It's either it's a harp, or it's like the mini harp. I forgot what it's called, but you usually see, like, I forgot the name of the creature, like the mythical creature. They're kind of like half goat, but they play it, right? It's like a small harp that they play around. And it's ironic because that type of like imagery also kind of goes with the whole With Youth concept, right? Like the whole forever concept that's kind of like shot in a forest. And like the forever concept kind of like is based off of like the idea of the 9 muses, I think, which kind of goes back to mythology. So that would kind of line up with the whole like small half goat, half human playing the like whatever this instrument is, right? Like you can see it's like the U, and then there's like the the thing, and then the strings coming down, and it's like playing like this. But yo, that part was so catchy. That was a good theme. And a theme in music, again, is like this reoccurrent like sound or noise that keeps repeating itself throughout the song, so that like high pitch like do 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 like that, whatever, from this instrument or the harp or whatever, like it kept coming back, but it kept coming back at the right times, because a lot of this song was also like electronically generated with like beats. So to add that nice little like acoustic piece in there, like really made the whole song feel like more complete, right? Because it could have just been a song that was like a ballad played with live instruments, soft instruments like a harp, but it could have also been a song that just had lots of beats to it. Instead, it had both, which was really cool. Another thing I noted about the song as we were listening to it, like they gave, so first of all, Mina is the bridge queen. Nobody can ever convince me otherwise. Like, she has the best bridges in all of Twice for almost every single song. Like, JYP was just like, you know what, Mina, we're gonna have you sing like the part between chorus 2 and the final chorus every single time. It's gonna be a bop. It definitely is. But they had some of the members singing like sort of outside of their traditional roles. Like, I think I heard Jihyo during like the rap part of the song, which she doesn't generally do. Like, she did it a little bit in, well, I wouldn't say she did the bridge in Moonlight Sunrise. But yeah, it kind of felt like everyone was doing something a little bit out of their element in terms of what they were originally like designated as when like Twice started. So we're gonna give it one more listen to and then go to the next song. But yeah, very like awesome song, very fast paced. Loved the whatever stringed instrument that they had was. Again, I can't discern if it's a harp or like the smaller one. But very, very awesome song, like good rapid beats. I loved it. It was actually really catchy. For a song that's only 1 minute and 30 seconds, it felt like we rushed through it, right? Right? That theme right there. It comes out throughout the entire song. And we love like this drop into like this dancey vibe, right? And this is like a nice third song, right? Because it leans into the rest of the album, right? Like, we had the 2 like title tracks that had music videos, and then it leads into this song, which kind of sets you up for like the rest of the album, it feels like, right? Because this is a song that builds, right? It's like mellow, it's nice like vibes, like you can definitely jam to this song, right? Like, I could see myself like studying to this song, right? Just hearing it in the background. It gives like basic vibes, right? Where it's just like the song itself doesn't have really high highs or really low lows, but it has like a nice solid consistency that just like is able to keep you at the same mood throughout the whole song. Right, Jihyo right there. It does give very like Nine Muses kind of vibes, right? But also like this modern like beat track to it. And then again, it brings us back with like this stringed instrument here. And then like the drum, like the one drum. It wouldn't surprise me if Chaeyoung wrote this song or like helped write this song, because this is like Chaeyoung's artistic vibe. It almost feels like video game music, right? Where it's like it can consistently play in the background and you're still able to do other things while it's playing, but it like keeps your heart racing. Bridge Queen, let's go. Ooh, so good. So good. Definitely like that song. Definitely a good song. And the pacing for the song is just wonderful. Like, again, it's not like I Got You and One Spark, which were very like very high highs, very low lows, but it was like a roller coaster, right? This is like a nice, like steady kind of vibe throughout the whole song. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of changes, but you could definitely tell the different parts of the song. And again, the instrumental choices they made, where they had like most of it carried through like a beat track with the one consistent random drum, and then like the stringed instrument they have there, kind of like leveling out, bringing it back to the like kind of like this youthy feeling, right? Like it gives kind of like this airy feeling of like youth, which again goes back to the whole like basically the theme of the album. So I really liked it because without those like stringed instruments, then it would feel less like magical, right? It would feel less like youthful. It would just feel like another track. So I think it adds a very nice accent that makes it feel very like youthful, almost like giving the vibes of like thinking about like a fountain of youth, right? All right, let's move on to the next track here. I wonder if it plays automatically because this is a playlist. Okay, so it does move on to the next song automatically, but we don't have YouTube Premium. Okay, so the next song is called New New. Let's give it a listen. Yo, all these songs are dancey. I love it. Okay. That song was interesting. It was a very regular song, as odd as that sounds. Like in my opinion, nothing about this song particularly like stood out. It was very felt like a very pop song from the beginning to the end, where it's like the beat was going, it got your heart racing. It was very like Rush, except if you removed like again those acoustic instruments, so it felt very like a listening song, right? It was a little bit higher energy than Rush was, and maybe that's what we're gonna notice for the rest of the album is kind of like this rise in energy. This way? It depends on how you're seeing the camera, right? But this song was more like upbeat, more like happy. This kind of felt like the intro to a movie, right? Like where it's just like the main character shows up on screen and then like they're on a bike and then they're on a bridge and it's just like they have their headphones on. This is the song they're listening to. And of course it's like new, right? Like maybe it's like a new movie or it's like a new day for the protagonist. So that's the kind of like vibes this gives, right? Where it's like not too distracting, but it's also very like catchy, very high energy. It keeps you focused in on the song while at the same time being still able to like observe the things that are happening. One thing that this song kind of felt like to me as I was listening to it was I don't know if that's how the rest of the album's gonna go, but this is starting to feel like a progression where we started off with Rush, which was kind of like lower to the ground. It felt kind of like an intro piece. It kind of felt like the olden days kind of thing, and then this felt a little bit more modern, felt a little bit more picked up. So I don't know if like as the tracks go on, are we gonna notice kind of like going back from like an old type of music to like a brand newish type of music. So we're gonna give New another listen to, but I don't think there's really too much for me to say about this song. But it is very like high energy and very like, I don't want to say catchy, right? But like this consistent like beat, right? Like it keeps you going because you're able to keep up with this beat, right? It's very like left, right. Right? This consistent like beat in the background makes it a little bit easier to listen to. Also, that's something about like that Chaeyoung line right there made me kind of feel like this is going to like, again, like a progression from just like oldish type music to like modern Twice. Right? We have Mina back with the soft parts. And then the beat comes back. It kind of reminds me almost of like, there was a song on Nickelodeon that had kind of like this exact like beat map. Right? This up down like bass beat. Right? It's like I could also hear this song like fade out at any point to open into like the first dialogue for the movie. Jihyo killing the ad-libs, like always. So yeah, very like a neutral song for me, where it's very, nothing stood out too much, but it was like a really good listen, right? Like it's a very nice high energy listen to that you can listen to as you're basically going throughout your whole day. So very neutral song for me, but still very catchy. All right, so now we're stuck with another ad for a little bit. And then another ad. Wonderful. Okay, here we go. On to the next one. There we go. Okay. So we got 2 more songs. So we have Bloom, and I think You Got Me is the last song. So let's go ahead and let's give a listen to Bloom.
움츠렸던 꽃들은 곧 피었나 스쳐짐과 흩어짐을 벗어나 아름답고 진하게 난 번져가 I have you hip 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 I have you hypnotized 빛을 내려 내 주위를 더 밝혀줘 비를 내려 피어나게 적셔줘 흔들리지 않는 나로 변해가 I got it just how you want it 영원히 지지 않게 끝없이 날 다 밀어내 이 땅에 숨 쉴 수 있게 이 땅에 숨 쉴 수 있게 기나긴 터널 속에서 World that way when you see it glow Yeah yeah Twice the magic of the sun and moon Just you wait until you see me bloom Live forever high on my perfume Just you wait until you see me 바람 속에 떨어진 저 꽃잎도 지나간 기억을 스치게 해줘 짙은 향기 몸속 깊숙하게 배 따스한 달기 따스한 달기 this world 영원히 지지 않게 끝없이 날 또 밀어내 이 땅에 숨 쉴 수 있게 이 땅에 숨 쉴 수 있게 기나긴 터널 속에서 널 또 wait when you see it go yeah yeah Twist the magic of the sun and moon Just you wait until you see me bloom Live forever high on my perfume Just you wait until you see me Just you wait until you see me bloom Wait until you see me 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 Wait until Twist the magic of the sun and moon Just you wait until you see me bloom Live forever high on my perfume Just you wait until you see me Just you wait until you see me bloom
Interesting. Okay. So we have to go back to that for a second here. Of course, we're gonna get hit with another ad though. We're gonna need YouTube Premium just to skip these ads. Okay, so what do I originally think about the song Bloom? I don't think it's particularly different in comparison to like the other song New. But one thing that definitely stands out for this song for me is I feel like this song vocally was like challenging. Like it was like a new spin on how we like listen to Twice, because like let's listen to the song one more time. It's kind of hard to point out, but like the part where they say in Bloom and then it's like blue like that's kind of difficult in terms of singing, especially if you're out of your element on it, because it's a lot of like you got to go up and down in very like accurate movement, and it's like if your voice isn't trained to do that, you're gonna hit and miss the wrong, or you're gonna miss and hit the wrong note, and it can sound really, really bad. Also, a lot of like the singing in here was very like a different vibe than what Twice normally sings, right? It was very like airy. It was very like I forgot what the exact term is called. It's like singing at the top of your head, but I forgot what the actual like term is called. Head voice? I'm not really sure. I don't remember, but it's like it's the type of like vocals that is very airy and very like misty almost, rather than like what we hear from a lot of other Twice songs where you've got like very strong like Jihyo, Junghyun, Nayeon lines. It almost feels like this song is very up in the clouds, right? So let's give it another listen to. It's going to be easier to point out as we listen. Right? So we start off with this nice like really airy like it's almost like a choir, right? Like it almost feels like vocally it's like, all right, we're going to have some of you sing the high parts, we're going to have some of you stay on the low notes, and we're going to have some people in the middle kind of fluctuating, right? So if this is done acoustically, it's going to sound amazing live. It's going to sound absolutely beautiful live. See, this, I think this sounds like Nayeon, but it still sounds very like airy, right? It's very like lazy river. Right? It's kind of like literally you're just trucking along the lazy river, not really going in any particular direction. It's like very light. We're still, see, and we're still kind of like this like twinkly, airy vibe, which is like supported by the music, right? The music feels very like keyboards in the background. And see, this is like all the way up top, like soprano. Right? If any of these notes are missed, you're gonna know. Right? Like, if any of those notes were off, you would know immediately. And it's difficult because if you like don't sing very often and you're doing like these rises and like falls, like it's very easy to like miss the note and do this thing where it's like you're up here and then you miss it because you overshoot, but then you go back up to it, but this dip is like really noticeable if it's not like intentional. But it's like hit like with accuracy here. I think it's also like the beats of the song help keep the song kind of light. Like nothing about this song feels like very like gritty, right? It sounds like the chill background music that you hear in like Persona 3 sometimes, or like Persona 4. Like if you took the vocals out. The breathing pattern for this type of singing is also very interesting too, right? Because there's a lot of like pauses where it's like one word at a time. And then this part, like, if you can do it acoustically, is gonna sound amazing. Right? It's not like a powerful song. It's very airy, very light. Even the ad-libbing, like, is kind of light in comparison to some of the other songs. Right? It's, like, way more drowned out. So personally, my opinion on it is that I think it's very interesting vocally, right? Like, I think that song is going to sound absolutely stunning, like, acoustically. So if they do an acoustic version of that song at the concert, I think it's going to go like really really well, because again it focuses a lot on like their vocals, a lot on how like their vocals like overlap or how they like mix with each other, because it's I'm starting to slip a little bit on it here, but it feels like there were so many parts where there was more than one person singing, whereas someone was doing kind of like the drone and then someone was kind of carrying the melody. So overall, I'm excited to hear that song live. I really hope it gets like an acoustic cover to it, because I think it's going to sound wonderful. All right, let's listen to the last song of the CD. So we started with I Got You, and now we're ending with You Get Me. So here we go. Let's go ahead and give it a listen.
I'm standing somewhere. 여긴 도대체 어디쯤일까? 낯선 곳에서 그만 벗어나. Wish I find a place. 자유로운 그 공간 속에 너와 함께 머물고 싶어, yeah. 지금 당장 내게로 달려와 꽉 안아줘. 절대 놓지 말아줘. Cause you got me. Oh, when I'm with you, I'm about me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 너와 함께라면 you got me. I could be the one if you let me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 네 곁에 있으면 oh, you make me glow. 내 비친 눈이 눈빛이 맞지. Yeah, it kinda feels like a movie. The city is ours, 우리만의 아름다운 순간을 채워 완전한 이 세상을 이뤄. I never had to fake it. 모든 걸 느껴 이미. Don't even have to say it. Cause you got me. Oh, when I'm with you and don't pass me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 너와 함께라면 you get me. I could be the one if you let me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 내 곁에 있으면 you got me, I got you, we got it for life. You got me, I got you, we got it for life. You got me, oh, and that means you, I'm the best me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 너와 함께라면 Cause you got me, oh, and I'm with you and the best me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 너와 함께라면 You got me, oh, you got me. The one if you let me. Lately I've been feeling like everything's enough. 네 곁에 있으면 You got me, I got you, we got it for life. You got me, I got you, we got it for life.
Okay, so what do I think about that song? I don't know if this is like a JYP entertainment thing going on right now, where the last song ties into the first song. I gotta listen to more albums that have been like printed from JYPE lately, but just like with ITZY's Born to Be, this last song ties into the first song very, very well. So unlike the other songs that were on this album, one thing that you kind of notice in this song versus literally the other 4 songs prior to it, and it's something we heard more in I Got You, was this return of like this heavy bass line that you kind of follow along with the song, right? Like we heard it in I Got You, which has a very heavy bass line that you can hear throughout the entire song. And then it's brought back again at the last track of the song, kind of like making the album feel very full circle, where if you listen to it like from beginning to end, and then it started to repeat itself, it would feel complete, right? Because with Youth, I Got You and You Get Me have very similar like sounds, but You Get Me and like the other songs, like the other 4 songs kind of sound more similar than like You Get Me with any of those, or I Got You with any of those, right? Like it kind of feels complete in the sense that it's just like the vibe kind of feels like it could be one really long song, and then you could play that on repeat and it feels consistent. So I feel like another thing about this song, and something that I can't do right now because I guess closed captioning is not available yet. I feel like the lyrics of this song are something you definitely want to pay attention to. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to pull it up on my phone with my Mina Casetify case. Let's go. Shout out to all the people that bought the Twice signature Casetify cases. I'm going to look up the lyrics for You Get Me right now. And I don't know if they're up yet. Okay. I don't know if it's up yet. Something tells me though that when this comes out, I'm going to want to really pay attention to the lyrics of this song. I guess the song was written by Dahyun, potentially. Okay. But yeah, something tells me that the lyrics of this song are very like sentimental because it kind of felt like I was hearing words here and there that were just like, you know, I feel complete. This feels like right. Like it feels like when you're with me, things are okay. So very like You Get Me, right? So let's give it one more listen to, but I feel like the lyrics for this song are definitely going to be one of the key points of this song.
I'm standing somewhere.
Right, like think about this noise, right? It reminds you of I Got You more than any of the other songs on the track.
Wish I find a place. 자유로운 그 공간 속에 너와 함께 머물고 싶어, yeah. 지금 당장 내게로 달려와 꽉 안아줘. 절대 놓지 마.
And just like I Got You, it feels very like warm. But it still has like this like beat track that reminds you of the other songs of the album. Right, like that line, like everything is enough. This almost sounds like the kind of song that you like cry to, right? Like whatever you were doing has been completed. It's like the end of the movie. The credits are rolling. Like you feel very like complete is what this song gives the energy of. Right? Like you see the credits for this movie rolling. And then there's like pictures from the movie, like just on the left and right of the screen as the credits are rolling. Everyone's staying in their seats because they want to see if there's a post-credit scene. And even the outro, right, kind of feels like the outro for that song kind of feels very like going back to I Got You, where like there's an instrument that continuously plays throughout this song that gives kind of like that aquatic vibe. Let me see if I could find like a good part of it. Right, it's just that like track that you hear in the back. Hang on, let's go back over here. Right, it's like subtle, but you could hear it in the back, but it kind of gives you like this feeling that you're underwater. Because the way it's like muted kind of makes you feel like it's underwater. Kind of going back to like I Got You, where it's just like stormy weather. Like literally the music video was shot out in the ocean. So all in all, like listening to You Get Me feels like, again, the end of the movie. It feels very complete. And then if you're really feeling down for it, you can go for another watch. Like you can listen to the whole album again, go through like the roller coasters of the songs, like the nice like fast middle, and then like wrap it up with You Get Me again and what was the and Bloom, which were like two like slower songs. So all in all, like a very chill last vibe to listen to when you get to You Get Me. So a very interesting track list, right? It's like the songs all felt very similar, but very, very different at the same time. With definitely, in my personal opinion, I think it was the right choice to give both I Got You and One Spark, like the music videos. Like these are definitely like the headliners for the whole album. Very high energy, very gets you going. Like whenever you hear those songs, it's like, oh, my jam just came on. I gotta like listen to the whole thing. Like I've seen memes of people when it's just like, shh, don't talk to me. This part's about to like drop. And it's just Mina's part from I Got You, like the bridge. It's just like, shh, don't talk to me, I gotta hear this part. I love that video. That video is so funny. But yeah, I feel like this whole album, they picked the two right songs to be like kind of like the headliners for the album, and then the rest of the albums are nice. They're very like easy listening to. Bloom felt more like a vocal challenge than it did actually like a listening to song, because I felt like it was very like, all right, we all got to be like in concert here. We all got to sing at the same time together. We all got to flow very well. But all in all, I do like the album With Youth. I don't think there's any bad songs on it. Like, I think the whole thing, it really depends on what your mood is. But that's kind of just like the feeling of Twice in general, where it's just like Twice has such a like diverse discography that there's always something for you to listen to. I was actually talking about it with my buddy recently. It's not that like Twice has the same mood in every single album, right? Like the I Can't Stop Me era is very different than the Twiceagram era, which are both very different from the Talk That Talk era. It's very like, if you don't want to listen to one Twice song, there is a Twice song that's out there for you, because a lot of the songs have like different vibes. So this kind of adds to that, giving like a whole new set of vibes with kind of like this, okay, let's focus on all 9 of you all at the same time, and like putting you all like in concert with each other, whether it's like the choreography, the vocals, how they did like the line distribution and such, because it felt very different. Like the line distribution felt very different than like other like Twice songs, where it felt very like even for the most part here, except they gave Mina all the bridges for the most part, except like the one where they gave Sana the bridge. So all in all, like a very nice listen to. I definitely think it's worth listening to the whole album all the way through, and then potentially listening to it on repeat, so you kind of get what I mean when I say like the album feels like complete and it like wraps up in itself. But with that being said, that is the end of kind of like my analysis for the remaining 4 songs of With Youth. So Rush, which was very like, again, it's just that acoustic instrument. It's whatever that stringed instrument was that kind of really gives like the nice like little spice to like Rush. Right? And then there's New, which is kind of like, it feels like the opening to a movie, right? It feels like the kind of track that is very like consistent throughout. Nothing really too much stands out about it, but it's a really easy listen to. And then Bloom, which felt like a vocal-ish challenge. And then You Get Me, which feels very like a wrap-up song. So that is my thoughts on the album. I hope you all are rushing to Target or Walmart, or like you ordered express delivery and it's on its way right now. I think if you go to the Twice shop, there's still some albums. I think it's going to be the Blast version that has like the signed postcard still available. So if that's your thing, it's still available. The other ones are already sold out, but you still have a chance at signed inclusion from Twice. But that's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. That's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, take it easy.